All right, the SEC schedule just released. Quick thoughts on the University of Texas and how things kind of shook out for the 2026 SEC. Of course, you knew Texas State, Ohio State, UTSA at home to begin the non-conference, and then you go straight to Tennessee to wrap up the month of September. It's a fun game. Texas versus Tennessee, the battle of the real UT. There's going to be a Manning factor in there with Arch heading to see where Peyton Manning, of course, was a superstar. And then you're off. First week of October, you're off. The bye week comes in week 5. That's very early for Texas this year. Of course, there's only one bye week this season in the SEC. And then the second weekend of October, you head up to Dallas. And then you're home for a long time, right? After that game against Oklahoma, October 10th this year, you get Florida, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State all at home to wrap up the month of October. It's almost a complete flip of what we saw in 2025, where Texas was gone the entire month of October, right? They went 42 straight days without playing games at the University of Texas at DKR. So the month of October, all the way through until Halloween, October 31st, Texas plays one game outside of the state of Texas. That's in Knoxville, Tennessee, at Neyland. I'm sure that game will be at night. It's going to be a banger of a game. That leaves you at the finish, right? That leaves you the month of November. It's going to be a fun one if you like playing against big games, big teams. At Missouri to start, then at LSU. Boy, is that going to be fun. Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian in Baton Rouge. Boy, oh boy, buckle up. That'll be November 14th. Texas will then play Arkansas back home at DKR on November 21st. And, of course, the finale of the regular season, Texas at Texas A&M, returning back to Kyle Field for the first time since 2024 when this rivalry was back to reunited. That will be a fun one, of course. 2 years in a row, this rivalry has returned. Both years, it's had major playoff implications at hand. Will it have similar playoff implications in 2026? I tend to think so. But altogether, look, the early bye week, not ideal for Texas, ending the season with 3 out of 4 games on the road and what you would consider to be hostile environments. I absolutely would. Also, probably not what you would consider to be ideal altogether. Look, this is what you asked for when you signed up to the SEC, and these are some games that are going to be bangers, as you would expect in this conference. Tennessee's going to be a fun one. At Baton Rouge against LSU, going to be fantastic as well in Death Valley. And, of course, Texas A&M to wrap things up. That's how it shakes out. Early bye week, the biggest concern for me right now.